Well, happy Father's Day to everybody out there. A beautiful Sunday afternoon in Springfield, Oregon, and time for some PDL action. The second time in less than 48 hours that the Reds are at play here, but the same time frame the Puget Sound Gunners are working about. So if either coach wants to blame this on tired legs, I don't really think they've got that one to stand on. Both teams playing in the same boat there. It's going to be a warm one as well. Looked at the weather a couple of moments ago, was hovering right around 74, 75 degrees and should be continuing to get warm. Our game once again today, if you missed that initial intro, is the Lane United FC and the Puget Sound Gunners, and both of these teams I think are looking across the field during warm-ups thinking they can get a win.
Yeah, I think they both they've felt each other out previously, not too long ago, and both teams had opportunities to score, and they did take advantage of that. So I imagine we will see a lot of goals today. And on a side note, I really like today's starting lineup for the Lane United FC Reds out there. They have a good mix of attack-minded players and a good mix of possession-type players that can keep the ball but play the ball into some tight spaces. So looking forward to seeing how this all unfolds.
Yeah, and that lineup for Lane United, Matthew Bersano back to the starter in goal. The back four, Dirk Velde, Jonathan Stadler, Christian De Luis, and Amer Sasivarevic. Midfield combination of Alex Pantoja, Richie Hurtado, Dion Jones, Edgar Gomez, and Devonte Small. And of course, Timothy Mueller up front. Mueller with 5 of the 6 goals Lane United have scored in league play this year, and 2 more in friendly competitions for a total of 7. And we are underway here at the Willamalane Center. So things to look for right off the bat today with both of these teams looking for that first win in league play, Gabriel.
Well, going to back to that last Lane United game, we saw some urgency to attack in the closing minutes that really changed the game. It was a higher tempo. The ball circulation was much faster, and it was with a purpose to go forward, and they were able to pull a goal back, and that is something that needs to be a lot more consistent today from the get-go, and put this team under pressure and put this team in a deficit as early as can be.
Yeah, indeed, in that last game, we almost saw 2 goals, in fact, and I suppose you could make the argument we did. We saw the ball in the back of the net twice in the last couple of moments of play, but one of those set up with Brendan Anderson kind of bowling right through the keeper there, and I don't think that's generally legal. Nope. Some skirmishes after the play that I think we've got some other angles on that can shed some more light on, but for the time being, the only real result of that for Lane United was that red card to Anderson, not available today. Lane United playing at the back here, still trying to establish something. Very early going. And out of play. Pretty nice day once again, and expecting maybe we'll see more fans later on, and a shot early on was blocked. And moving up the pitch now, Edgar Gomez couldn't control it. Now it comes back to Gomez, and he'll play it forward for Mueller immediately. Mueller heads it forward to himself. He's going to try to get to it. Still does in the box. Oh. He shoots in the back of the net. And Timothy Mueller giving Lane United the lead. I kind of jokingly said to Chris Burke that would happen in the first minute, but there it is. Mueller just taking control one-on-one. It was a great ball played up to him, and he was able to knock it forward to himself and do the rest.
You got me, because I was about to say that Edgar Gomez is someone to keep an eye on. His ability to find space in between the midfield line and defensive line of any opponent, and then serve a ball like that. That's his bread and butter. And as you can see, within the first minute, he's been able to produce a great through ball to Mueller with a great finish.
So we're a minute into the game, and the red smoke already emerging from the Red Aces territory. A little bit more standing room in the Red Aces area than normal. I think this is quite early in the morning for most of them. Played through as Puget Sound tries to respond now with Mueller's 6th of the year, 8th in all competitions. Played into the middle and deflected out of play, corner kick coming.
So for our viewers at home, keep an eye on Dion Jones, number 29 for Lane United, and Edgar Gomez, both of them very active players that like to find spaces and create space for their teammates to take advantage of and exploit. And I think that is a key to this attack today.
Is there a such thing as too early to score? We'll talk about that in a moment as the corner's swung in. Headed, still dangerous. And still in the box. Comes through Bersano, trying to see it through the forest. All the way back toward the midfield and into the box again. This is dangerous, but mishit. So back to that point. Is it that early? Is it a such thing as too early?
I think with the team that is hungry for goals like Lane United, I think they'll continue to keep their level up. They're not going to get too comfortable with going up this early in the game. But, if it can do something to you mentally if you're a team that's sort of in routine when you score a goal early and are used to goals. It's easy to get lackadaisical and kind of let your guard down and give up a goal here and there. But I think just by the body language and the response I see already from a couple of players that Lane United will continue to go for more and not call it a day yet. Plenty of time, plenty of soccer to be played.
That is, by the way, Mueller's 4th goal of the year against the Puget Sound Gunners. Had a natural hat trick in the first half when these teams played in Issaquah, Washington earlier in the season. That was a 3-1 lead for Lane United at halftime that was eventually a 3-3 draw, and one of the few times both of these teams were able to get points on the season. Played to the side again for Puget Sound. Was Duola Dibba on the ball there. And doing a little bit too much. There was Corbin Anderson, but no harm in the long run. Puget Sound still in possession.
And Lane United falling back, keeping a defensive block like we've seen in previous matches, the last 2, I believe. And making the middle of the field a little congested, a little too tight for Puget Sound to find space and be able to play forward in.
And Anderson plays the ball again there, switching play. Nice headed pass, could create an opportunity on the far side. But as they enter the box, it goes right to Matthew Bersano.
So Pantoja and Hurtado are both holding mids with Gomez ahead as the attacking. So those two will do the majority of sort of the cleanup behind Edgar and try to win the ball back and get that ball forward as fast as possible to Edgar in space. And so far we've seen a few opportunities, but nothing too consistent yet. But that is definitely the strength in the midfield right now would be those three. They are all quality players that have the ability to technically are very sound and then have the vision to get those balls forward to Mueller.
The Puget Sound shot there a couple moments ago was from Jonathan Massimo. I think I dropped a syllable there. Massimino.
There you go.
Always more syllables.
And now let's see, we look for the ball circulation to the other side. Let's see, it's a lot more high tempo now than it was in Lane's previous game.
And I think that's probably a lot more to your liking. That was what we were asking for 90 minutes.
Getting both outside backs involved, spreading the field out a little bit and swinging the ball. But always with the number one option to go forward.
And it was play from the outside backs that created the goal Lane United did score in their last game. A great ball in from Amer Sasivarevic to the head of Timothy Mueller, but it took too long to figure out how to play that way, and that was actually one of the points John Gallus made after the game, saying it took us 60 minutes to figure out how to play, and that's not really pulling any punches from the head coach there.
No, he wants his team to come out early and show those types of qualities, the speed of play, a high speed of play, and an urgency to really put the ball in the back of the net. And yeah, he's right. It didn't happen until the closing minutes of that second half. So today already, better signs, more movement off the ball, and looks like more ideas to circulate the ball and get it out and break pressure.
And nice job there to find Dirk Vandervelde. Lane with a chance to break with numbers here. Dion Jones also available, but they go right back to Mueller. Now to the box again, chip forward. Offside anyway.
Dion Jones with a great run across the box that created space for Mueller to even have a look at that ball. So you got to give credit to the guy that did all the work. Didn't even touch the ball once, but did all the work to clear out space for Mueller. And Gomez almost threads it in. I think Gomez could have been a little bit more selfish there and maybe had a shot with his left foot.
Yeah, it looked like Gomez had tried at the end there to flip it up to the other kind of wing forward there, which is Devonte Small, and we saw him for the first time all year in that last game. And I think Small and Deion Jones are not super dissimilar players, and they have a chance to create some good things together.
Absolutely. I like Small's feet too. He has quick feet, good pace, good ideas going forward.
Foul from behind there, but no booking coming up, just a conversation, and it was a brief one. As Edgar Gomez picks himself back up. Or is the booking just delayed? Dirk van der Velde going to whip this one in. Or instead plays short to Pantoja. And all the way back to Stadler. Hurtado and Sasivarevic playing catch, and dangerous pass back to Stadler. Does reach him, but it was pressured by the attacker. And back to Bersano. Van der Velde keeps it alive and knocks it forward for Gomez. Hits it with the forehead back to Jones. And now Hurtado. Hurtado to Pantoja. Pantoja, Sasivarevic making a good run, but he's offside.
It was a close one.
The flag indeed was up, and I suppose the linesman had a better angle than we did there. It looked clear to me, but one of the hardest calls in the game to make.
Yeah, it looked like the second runner actually got onto that ball, and he might have indicated offside for the first runner. So a little confusion there maybe, but like you said, we don't have the best angle. He does. So I'll bite my tongue.
At least that's what we're told to say. Dirk van der Velde's throw-in coming up. And Mueller making a rare appearance on the one of the touch lines. Had it go out of bounds, throw in Puget Sound. Past the 10-minute mark here, Lane United. How about that? Already with the lead. If you were sleeping in or maybe still at your Father's Day brunch, it was straight up the middle. Edgar Gomez playing it to Timothy Mueller, and it's exactly the type of goal that Mueller just loves to score, just being the more physical guy, one-on-one, getting himself in position and making the deposit into the back of the net.
Yeah, if you replay that goal, he initially didn't get onto that ball, but his pure physical presence and his ability to pressure the defender made the defender cough up the ball and gave it right back to him inside the box, and he was able to take advantage of that.
Offside there, a little more clear, called against Puget Sound. Mueller, almost your PDL version of a player like Ibra, just very big, very physical.
Still has good feet though, so that's
still very good with the footwork indeed.
It's a pretty rare thing these days to see a bigger, taller, stronger player that still has soft feet that can control the ball.
Oh, good combination play there involving Deion Jones and Devonte Small.
Van der Velde and a 1v1 on the outside on the right here.
Instead to Hurtado. Hurtado to Van der Velde. Van der Velde in some space. Gets into the box, does Van der Velde. Couldn't figure out what to do with it there. Now it's a chance for Puget Sound to counter. Long ball they'll try to play, but not much purpose on that one. Hurtado has to chase it down and maybe should have spent a little more urgency doing so. But eventually it's back to Bersano, no harm, no foul. Back to Sasivarevic. Into lucky minute number 13 as the Lane United gets the throw. Off of Mueller's head, but to a foot in a white shirt. Lane United, of course, in the home reds, white shorts. Puget Sound in the white tops and blue shorts.
Can already tell that Lane United have the advantage when it comes to the midfield. The trio that is in there, if they can find more balls at their feet, they will definitely control the flow of this game. Will make Lane the obvious aggressor, but that only happens if the ball ends up on the floor. If we can get this thing down on the ground and then playing out to those spaces. Ooh.
Oh, and a great goal there. Great cross played in and the headed finish. And what are you going to do about that one if you're Lane United? 1-1 the score, 14th minute.
That's tough. It's a keeper's worst nightmare when a ball gets swung in far post and then the header goes back across him. Footwork-wise, it's very hard to
for Puget Sound, number 4, Robert
keep up with that.
And Robert Hyams put the finishing touch on that one.
We always win! 2-1! We always win! 2-1! We always win! 2-1! Not yet! 2-1!
Let's see how Lane United respond here.
So 3-3 the last time we saw these two teams play, and we're inside a quarter of an hour, and we've already seen them combine for 2 goals. So a chance maybe to prove my dad wrong. Never met a 0-0 soccer match he couldn't make a snarky comment about, but 1-1 already in the 15th minute. Take that, Dad.
Another key point to pay attention to if you're watching is the amount of space that Puget Sound is leaving in the middle of the field. And as you can see, plenty of space to even dribble with it, not just take a controlling touch. So if Lane United can exploit that consistently, this game should be in the bag.
Well, Devonte Small got it to Dion Jones. And now back into touch, and we'll play again. Dirk Vanderveld's throw.
Pantoja seeking out the ball. Gomez pushing high. I already like what I see in this attacking third sequence.
Dion Jones right back to Vanderveld, who goes for Mueller's head, and would have been a really impressive header from the edge of the box, but comes back to Sasivarevic. They get it to the box again. Headed defensively. Mueller to chase it down, and Lane United have to play it to the back.
Well, that's good to see. Lane United showing some patience here with this attack. Didn't work out the first time, so we recirculate the ball. Look for a second option, or make a Puget Sound defender get a little agitated and make a poor decision.
Hurtado in the ball, middle of the park. To Pantoja.
There's Dion making a great run into space, leaving it open for Vanderveld.
And what will Vanderveld do with it? He gets to the middle himself. Combination play back to him. But too many bodies there for that to work. Edgar Gomez now pressuring defensively.
Throughout the league at USLPDL.com. You can also become a fan of the PDL on Facebook. Visit facebook.com/USL.
And misplayed ball there is going to be a throw-in for Lane United.
There's a long diagonal in. Dion in a 1v1.
And Jones will take the shot and leads to a corner kick right off the bat. If this is your first Lane United broadcast of the year, we'd like to remind you that this broadcast is brought to you in part by Oakshire Brewing, and Lane United would like to thank its official Jersey beer and broadcast sponsor, Oakshire Brewing of Eugene. I'd also like to take this moment to remind you today's broadcast also brought to you in part by KMTR News Source 16 in Eugene. KMTR is Lane United FC's official media partner. Corner comes in low to the ground, and it's knocked away. Still in the box, though, and still dangerous. Being headed around. Hurtado goes to chase it. And throw in Puget Sound's way.
I like the Lane United's keeping the ball down in the attacking third. They're using smaller combinations to try to find the seams to play through and get an opportunity on goal. But their patience is key right now. Not forcing anything and just playing direct or taking a shot from 40 yards out. So that's a good sign. But obviously it's 1-1. It needs to stay consistent, and they do need to bag that second goal.
Headed by Devonte Small into the middle of the box, but Puget Sound are the only ones there, and they try and play a long pass to their own streaky forward. There's Deba trying to get on it there. Puget Sound still with possession. Again, they try to just shoot into the box, and it takes a odd bounce and stays there. It's a lot of work for Sasivarevic to do to clear, and eventually he does. Gets it to Mueller, and Lane United now with the chance on the counter. Give away the ball.
A little slow on the counterattack there. There was tons of space with against a very high defensive back line for Puget Sound, but the urgency to get forward was lacking.
Another long ball attempted to be played, but not much purpose once more with it, as both of these teams seem to try to use that long ball.
Yeah,
and it did lead, in fairness, to really both of the goals from pretty long passes with the initial setup.
Yeah, usually you play direct if you can recognize a higher back line. The Gomez to Mueller goal was recognition of a high center back, couple high center backs, and obviously you have to have the technical ability to pop it over and keep it from getting into the keeper's hands. But this team is built around some of those players, so that will work if they can recognize a higher line. Now, if the line backs off, that's when you want to play in front of the back line with smaller combinations and not try to force a direct ball over the top. And we've seen sort of an evolution with Lane United. First couple games, they were playing against some lines that were a little farther back, and we still tried to play over the top, which rarely works at this level or anything beyond.
Patient play from Lane United there, but ultimately wasn't able to lead to an attack, so Puget Sound takes over, and now they'll kind of take their time. I think teams trying to make sure they're running for a reason in this weather. It's a little bit warm, and you don't want to expend energy unnecessarily, so make sure that you have it lined up before you take that long pass.
Sure. United slowly pushing up with a defensive block. Still 4-2-3-1 defensive block. Sometimes turns into 2 lines of 4, but just being patient defensively, letting Puget Sound keep the ball, but then inviting play into the middle of the field, hoping they cough it up there. And we've also seen that evolution defensively for Lane United. They have sort of fallen back into this defensive block, which we didn't see in the initial games this year. And this has proved more effective, I think. Easier to understand visually for the players, and this seems to be a lot more organized.
Well done there by Dirk van der Velde to earn the goal kick. And it's Lane United's chance to try and attack. See, Bersano has a couple of options if he wants to play short, but he might play this one directly through.
He's going to try to play Devonte.
Headed by Gomez there, but no one to run onto it. Building at the back there, Samuel Langston.
So right now is the part of the game where you want to see more urgency. It's both teams have slowed the tempo down, but now it's wide open for a team that wants to pick up the urgency to get the ball back, press the ball, get the ball back, and get it forward as fast as possible, and look to score. And it seems right now both teams are just looking to get the ball and circulate it, but more purpose is needed, and this potentially could be that.
Dion Jones with the ball. And we'll go the other way. Thrown in is like Dion must have lost track of the touchline. Played through, taken away by Sasivarevic, and
there's that space in the middle. And that is on all day. Just keep an eye on that the big green patch in the middle of the field. You'll see Puget Sound players drift in and out, but are leaving big holes for Pantoja, Hurtado, and Gomez here. But But the job isn't done unless you move in the middle, just like that. And just keep it always unpredictable, opening up space for your teammates, receiving, and trying to go forward.
Velde plays that one. Nice ball from Devonte Small.
Great idea. And it looks like Gomez might have just pulled something. He's asking for a substitution.
And that's something you want to have to do in the 23rd minute as a coach, but if you feel something tighten up or if you feel something go, not much you can really do.
No.
And good tough job by Gomez to still try to pressure that ball, and while all at the same time was moving slowly toward the bench, and we are going to see a substitution.
Well, we'll see what happens. It looks like he just tried to call it off. Maybe he just needs a little bit of
maybe some time.
Medical attention here by the Cesar Ocampo, the trainer. Best trainer in town.
Just a reminder, fans, Oakshire Brewing Line Dry Rye IPA Reclamation Lager and Espresso Stout are now all pouring at the Beer Garden.
And you can stay up to date with what's happening throughout the league at USLPDL.com. You can also become a fan of the PDL on Facebook. Visit facebook.com/USLPDL for exclusive league news and interactive content, or follow on Twitter at follow on Twitter at twitter.com/USLPDL to become a PDL League insider, join club conversations, and track notable alumni throughout their pro careers.
It's looking like a hip flexor.
Nike is another proud sponsor of the PDL. You can follow at Nike Soccer on Twitter for all the latest Nike soccer information. And of course, you are watching the PDL on YouTube. YouTube is the league's official online video home, offering live games and feature content. Subscribe for free to the PDL YouTube channel today. And this, we'll see if we do see a substitution. One player who we might look to come on would be Josep Baldoví, who we haven't seen much of this season. He was a major point with the team, or for the team, last season, and can do a lot of good in the midfield, the big number 10.
Yeah, I expect him to get 20, 25 minutes of some time here. You want to ease him in so he doesn't do too much, but this will be good. This will be good. He's in a little earlier than expected, but that will give him an opportunity to welcome himself back with a decent amount of playing time.
Yeah, plenty of playing time if he can get to the 90th minute, and we'll see. It's a sports hernia injury he's recovering from. Haven't seen him since the middle of May, so welcome back, Baldo. And we'll see what that does for a Lane United team that is desperate to try and create goals through methods other than Timothy Mueller.
Careful there.
And Bersano's clearance kick went right off the chest of a Puget Sound Gunner, nearly into the back of the net, but it was up and over. So one more time, Velde.
Great ball out by Velde. Oh, this is good stuff.
To Small. And there is Baldo trying to find Mueller. He may get it to him. Mueller does get around the keeper, but cleared off the line. But Baldo's been in the game, 30 seconds, and
already quite effective.
Already very effective, and on the ball again. I think Baldo's ready to play.
Yes, he's. That's the urgency, that punch of energy that comes on and then delivers an outstanding ball. But really good build-up play, starting with Velde's one-touch ball to the inside here, out of the air. Very hard stuff to do. Oh, you got to make a tackle.
Good job making up for it, though, certainly from Matthew Bersano, but I think he's not sure why he had to make a save there.
Yeah, anytime you run off the player that long without making a tackle, he's going to take that space as far as he can until he gets himself into the box. Usually you want to make a tackle about 20 yards outside the 18 to sort of knock him off his route, using body first, disrupt play, but running with him is not going to do the job.
Well, Mueller runs back to that one and plays it to the wing for Velde, who plays it back to De Luis. De Luis with a bunch of time to think about what to do, played it to Hurtado, who played it right back to him.
Baldo looking to drag his defender with him, opening up space for Pantoja. Hurtado now switching with Baldovi, but this is good stuff. Now we're starting to see some of those gaps open up.
And they
Great
play
ball.
ball on for Small. He might get to that. He does. Now tries to switch play to Dirk Vandervelde. Does so. Ball kept onside. Vandervelde to Baldovi. Plays it right back to him. And Baldovi back to De Luis. To Hurtado. Plays it for Sasivarevic, up and over his head, but Lane United, they just look a different team with Baldo on the field.
Absolutely, and already you're seeing more red jerseys ahead of the ball. And last game we saw 2 holding mids stay instead of pushing one on and leaving it just one in the middle, which is all that's necessary right now. So we see a little bit more support higher up the field, which is critical if you want to score goals.
Well, Hurtado's head there. And now Pantoja. Pantoja, and it ends up back to Baldovi, who's goes down there, no call. Nothing really doing, and Puget Sound will move up the pitch.
But good recovery by Baldo. He's probably going to win this ball for his team. Oh, that's a soft one.
Far side as Puget Sound lose it there.
So we want Baldo to continue to do what he's doing now and get his team another goal. The question is, because he's returning, coming off an injury, how much fitness has he put in? And it's very hard to get game fit without playing in a lot of games. So the ideal situation is he gets this game situated earlier on when he has energy, and not trying to do it later in the game when his energy tanks might be a little bit empty.
Giveaway there nearly led to some dangerous moments, but good recovery job.
I'll be booked for that. It's just a tactical foul to slow the game down.
Referee does indeed go to his pocket. The offender, number 13, Corbin Anderson, for the jersey tug.
Yeah, he knew he was beat. He knew his team was might have been caught in transition, so he grabs the jersey. Typical, good way to slow the game down. He'll take the yellow for that. That could have resulted in a goal. So. Red Ace is letting him know all about it.
And Pantoja plays back to Bersano.
Numbers are forward. You want to go forward with this ball?
Red Aces maybe not in as many numbers as they often are, but ready to go just the same.
Yes.
They're always ready to play. Hurtado and back to Sasivarevic is Lane United again playing in the wrong direction.
Oh, look at that space again in the middle. It's on all day. If we can just continue to exploit it, we'll control the game.
Baldovi covers a lot of ground in the midfield.
Yes, that's why you want to see him either get a goal or assist in a goal earlier on, because that's a lot of movement. It's hard to do for an entire 90 minutes. So let's get it done early.
Maybe 5, 10, 15 years down the road, the Lane United broadcast will have the technology to track how many meters he runs in a match, but we're not there yet, so we'll have to just do it with our eyes, tracking him around the pitch. If we did, I can tell you it would be a lot, as De Luis gets ahead onto that. Gets it out of danger for Lane United, but a throw-in for Puget Sound. And out of play again, another throw-in, so not out of the woods are Lane United, but coming slowly is Puget Sound, and they'll play a long throw here. Quasi-corner, and Sasivarevic gets to it on the head, played out wing again, and Puget Sound going to try it again. They get to the box, sliding in there, and still bouncing around in the box, and now eventually out of play, and eventually a goal kick. So a nervy sequence there, but in the end, goal kick, Matthew Bersano.
I know John Gallus has communicated to his team that he wants more urgency and earlier on, a little bit more energy earlier on. And right now you're starting to see sort of a lull in the game, and this is the part of any game that any athletic event where the tempo is down. It's left wide open for any team to take advantage of, and I think this is what the piece of the game that John is really asking his team to sort of polish up and realize that how important you are playing at home. You need 3 points. You have a team that is vulnerable. Now you need to take advantage of it, and playing at a lower, slower tempo, both on and off the ball, won't always do that. So I think if the tempo doesn't come up or it stays the same, and he goes into halftime with this team, that will be one of the main coaching points, because I think all the pieces are there. The technical players, the tactical pieces are there, the ideas are there. It's sort of slower operation right now. So getting the energy up and the urgency is critical right now in this part of the game.
Well, there's a long ball again as Puget Sound try to play that long diagonal entry pass, if you will, but Man United are right in front of it. They knew what was coming. And Hurtado tries to find Mueller. Again, Mueller runs onto it. Ball to be in the middle, but physical defense. Mueller has the ball taken away from him and is left with no option but to foul.
It's a good battle. Two big boys.
Last 10 minutes or so of the first half here. Puget Sound again, or PSG as we may be able to call them. Big get for the PDL to get PSG.
Oh, man. Who'd they talk to get this?
Hurtado in the middle. Nice ball to Jones, and then right back for Baldo. Mueller wins it back. Jones for Van der Velde, but not able to complete it there.
So Puget Sound with 3, 4, 5 bodies up top. If this ball breaks through the middle line and gets into the attacking third, they have a good numbers advantage there.
Giveaway there. Mueller. Back to Small. Small still with it. A lot of possession, and his shot was blocked. Hurtado back for Baldo V. Good tackle made by Pantoja. And great job by Pantoja to stay with it there.
That's the
Mueller's header
like.
keeps possession.
That's the energy you like. Good anticipation by Van der Velde on that long ball.
Dangerous for Van der Velde. Near the box, entering the box. Ball to the middle, and it was deflected there, and having to watch it flutter towards him was Cody Jewett, but he's able to get to it. 1-1 still our score, and Jewett punts that one away. Stadler has to chase that down, and Bersano has to work to clear it and plays it onto the field opposite us. Throw in coming.
So a typical attack by Puget Sound, they leave a huge gap in the middle, but they push 4 or 5 players forward when playing out of the back. So they are inviting a longer ball in, and if it gets in, they have a good numerical, I wouldn't say an advantage, but a good numerical matchup, maybe a 4v5. Which they're looking to use physical ability to break down those backs and get that long ball on the foot of their teammates.
Baldo again plays it for Mueller. To the box, the shot, save, Jones, rebound, save again. Ball loose in the box, comes back for Baldo. But he has it taken away, but Pantoja again slides in. And now up the pitch go Puget Sound, trying to counter. Throw in coming, and a nice first-time pass from John Gallus to Amer Sasivarevic.
Oh, that was good. It was much better. I thought the last 2 attacks have ended up in the back of, or in the 18, inside the 18. And before that, prior to that, it was all attacks ended before the 18. So starting to penetrate a little deeper into the 18 and getting very close. And
Devonte Small plays it towards Dion Jones.
So this is what you want to see as Velde started to anticipate that ball getting into space. It did in that time, but the movement was critical, and he needs to continue to do that and not just react and let the ball be received high and then make a decision to go. It's a little too slow. So I like to see that his anticipation skills are starting to emerge.
Robert Hyams plays it into the box, headed, and cleared by Pantoja. Headed by Small. Trying to get it right to Mueller, but they'll have to be a little bit more tricky than that. Now it's Puget Sound again on the entry. Trying to turn off the ball, and the long shot comes in there. Bersano saw it the whole way as Charles Pitts tried to surprise the Lane United goalkeeper.
There's that space.
Velde trying to utilize that space. Gets it to Small.
Sasivarevic coming in behind on the left side. If he stays high, he'll continue to be an option.
Velde instead back for Jones, and now Hurtado, and then to Sasivarevic, who will sort of prod at that wing, see what he can do. Cross comes in. Cool. It's loose. Shot and a goal for Lane United. That time it's Dirk Vandervelde with his first of the season. 2-1 Lane United right before the second half. And wing play again.
Sasivarevic, it was a little late, the run, the initial run, but he did go and initially didn't get the ball either, but the patience of his teammates, the circulation of the ball, ended up on his feet, beat his man 1v1, and slotted a great cross that got deflected in. So we'll take it. And the best part about that goal is the timing. You know, knocking the wind out of a team before halftime is a big piece of the game. So well done to Lane United for doing that.
Call it the 39th minute as multiple displays of red smoke in the same game from the Red Aces.
Good to see.
Good to see indeed, and good to see 2 goals on the board in the same half for Lane United. Of course, we'll preface that these two teams have played before. Lane United did lead 3-1 at halftime and was not able to come away with 3 points. So still work, a lot of work to be done for John Gallus and company, but a lot of good to say about this half.
Yeah, and like you said, plenty to be played, plenty of time left, plenty of soccer to be played, and because of the previous experience, knowing that this team is capable of putting up a few more goals, continuing to play with high intensity, smart play, and trying to keep the ball on the floor through the midfield as much as possible.
And I think you'll take a goal from anyone who scores it, but got to be nice to see somebody else getting in on the act, as it's been the Timothy Mueller show all season with a brief cameo appearance from Alex Pantoja and now another appearance from Dirk Vandervelde. So more players getting in on the act, never a bad thing. Vandervelde again with some confidence, but played back all the way back for De Luis.
Yeah, Vandervelde sort of rewarding his anticipation skills with that goal. That was him knowing that Sasivarevic was going to take on his opponent and beat him down the line, and Vandervelde committed himself to the box early, and look what he found.
De Luis. Pantoja is tripped up. Foul coming.
Hey, number 4, get control of your boys! You gotta be bossy, baby!
Red Ace is having a little fun with Robert Hyams, and he made the mistake of smiling back at them. And I can tell you from someone who's been a part of supporters groups like that, you don't want to let them know that you can hear them.
Yeah, he wants to be their favorite player.
Hurtado on the ball. Lost it, though.
There you go.
Good job there by Stadler.
I'll go forward here, forward.
Small.
Dion making
Jones
space for
indeed in some
Baldo.
space. Back to Baldo. Baldo with a lot of shooting space, and right at the tifo. Good look from Baldo, and hell, why not if they give you the space?
Yeah, once again, Dion going across the box, recognizing that Baldo was pushing up the field. created an opportunity for him to get a shot on goal. So, I give a lot of credit to the guys that do all the work that aren't, the first person involved with all of it, with the ball on their feet, but sort of cut out the space for success. And Dion is one of those players. He might not do the most flashy things, but he definitely is a worker, and he does a very good job with his movement.
And when you've got movement being made like that, and someone like Baldavi in the middle who can exploit that movement, good things can happen.
Oh, yes.
This game really seems to have been turned on its head the moment Baldavi came into the game.
You'll find yourself with a lot of victories if you have a entire squad of anticipators and minimal reactors. So the more reactive you play, the slower and the more predictable, the more anticipation and more players that you have sort of working to open up space for others. That's going to make life hard for any opponent. And so far, you see a few consistent faces that are doing that, like Dion, Pantoja today, Baldo. They did a lot of good movement.
Substitution being made by the visitors here. And now the throw-in coming for Lane United. Pantoja's head. Hurtado and Baldovi close to each other there. That one hit by Hyams off of Van der Velde.
So Puget Sound making a substitution to sort of bring a link, maybe find a link between their midfield and their attacking players. It seems to be a little bit disconnected,
Number 9,
but there's still some time here to work out a couple kinks.
So Trocoli comes on for Duola Diva. And Stadler with the pass. Deflected on its way out, so throw in for Lane. Sasivarevic will take the throw in. Try and move up the field here. Headed defensively, another throw in for Lane United as we're coming towards the dying seconds of this first half. And now a throw in for Puget Sound. So into second half stoppage time, or first half stoppage time rather. We'll try that again. 2-1 the score. Lane United leading, goals from Mueller and Van der Velde. Robert Hyams though with something to say about that. Gets it to Trocoli. Trocoli into the middle. And Hurtado to Dion Jones. Long ball played, they'll try to find Mueller, but he had to run a long way to get to that one.
Got to get Mueller back in this game too. He hasn't been involved as much after that goal. He just kind of disappeared. Maybe the movement's a little static, but could be tired too.
Yeah, Mueller did go all 90 minutes about 36 hours ago, so a lot of miles on those legs, and that's something that maybe will be in the back of the mind of John Gallus in the second half.
Sasivarevic making a great run again.
Just the shot from about 35 or so yards there, and you're not going to find the back of the net very often from that distance.
No.
Puget Sound trying to do something here before they go into halftime, and it won't happen. 2-1 the score after 45 minutes of play. A very encouraging first half from Lane United. Still some kinks to be worked out and some things to improve upon, but you and I said it when we saw the lineup. It looked like they were going to be able to do some good things together, and Baldovi coming on about halfway through that half didn't hurt at all. So goals from Timothy Mueller and Dirk van der Velde for Lane United, and the marker from Robert Hyams for the Puget Sound Gunners. That's going to do it for the first half, but we'll be back for the second half, and we hope you will too. So happy Father's Day once again, and we'll see you shortly for the second half. Well, back for the second half of play. We hope you had a productive halftime break. 2-1 is the score as we begin the second half. And the goals for Lane United came from Timothy Mueller and from Dirk Vandervelde. And we understand that both of those folks have their fathers in attendance today. So we want to take a moment to give the shout outs to Chris Vandervelde and Roland Mueller. Very nice that those guys can have their dads with them here, and see a lot of dads with kids in the stands as well. So.
And my dad, Mario Hernandez, he's in the crowd tonight. So today, I should say. So shout out to him as well.
Mine is not, but if James Rosenthal is watching anywhere, happy Father's Day to you as well. See, 2-1, multiple goals.
So Lane United need to look to continue playing through their midfield, tons of space. And up the urgency. So once it gets through the midfield, getting numbers ahead of the ball at full pace and not reacting and anticipating, because the players are wide open in the middle. You can anticipate if you're an outside back and start pushing forward, taking some space into the attacking third rather than reacting and waiting for that to happen before you make that decision. So if that happens with urgency, Lane United, I could see them bagging a couple more goals.
Well, we will see. It is still warm here. Check the weather just before the second half. Got up to 79 degrees, although now we've got a little bit of a breeze behind us, so that will help things. But I think the heat, not helped by the turf down there, tends to be pretty bad about reflecting heat.
Right. Also trying to get Mueller back in the game. He seemed to sort of disappear after that first goal, and that could have been, like we talked about, fatigue or just his whole team's fatigue level. So maybe some refreshed legs here. We'll see him getting more attempts
Here's
on goal.
Devonte Small in dangerous space. Chance to loop it in. Hit a limb, but that limb was not a hand. Despite the opinions of several referees in the stand. Up and over the head of Dion Jones, throwing PSG. Trying to really get that to stick for Puget Sound.
Yeah.
I say it enough times.
And we'll see what Puget Sound sort of introduce into the second half. Or it looks like they're keeping that high number of players ahead of the ball, really trying to get that ball into that sort of that pool of players to create an imbalance against the back line of the Lane United defenders. But we'll see. We'll see if they can stay consistent. Ooh, poor ball back.
Given
Another
away
poor ball
there.
back.
And in the box now. Tripped up. Foul coming just at the edge of the box as the northbound Coast Starlight makes its way behind the Puget Sound goal.
Yeah, looks like he got him. This is dangerous here. It's going to be a direct shot on goal. A little close. I wouldn't say closer is better. This is a little close, right on the 18, right in the middle of the field. Sometimes, the goal is to get some top spin on it, but being this close doesn't always allow that to kind of happen. So potentially could go over, or it could hit the wall. If I'm in this spot, I go a little lower, I think.
Oh, referees making sure Lane United's lined up precisely 10 yards away.
Very important the walls stick together and just take this in the chest if it hits them or wherever it may hit.
And the free kick comes from right at the edge of the box, and it goes right up and over.
So right idea, top spin, but no, not enough space. Maybe 2 yards back, and that's a goal.
Goal kick coming from Bersano. So just confirming with Chris Burke, you may see a number 17 out there for Lane United. That is not Isma Hernandez. That is Amer Sasivarevic switching numbers from the first half, so maybe a wardrobe malfunction. Bersano's kick coming up.
Fans, remember to sign up for Lane United FC summer camps online. Lane United FC will host soccer camps for youths aged 10 to 14 in 3 sessions this June, July, and August. Go to laneunitedfc.com/camps to learn more.
And eventually Bersano's goal kick coming. Now we're ready. The vicinity of Mueller, but he couldn't get it. Now Pantoja.
It's wishful thinking. He had 2 runners ahead of him. It was Small and then Dion on his left and right. Both with plenty of space ahead of him, but Pantoja opted to take a shot from about 40 yards out, so not the best option there.
Building again, far side wing. It's Hyams with it. Now back to the middle for Puget Sound.
Offsides.
Switching the play a step at a time, but offside by a solid 5 to 7 yards there.
Yeah, had they seen him earlier, he was in a good diagonal run. Just the back line Lane United pulled up, but he was in had that ball been delivered. Creative run by Puget Sound.
Now Bersano plays direct to Dion Jones, who knocks it down with his foot and will turn onto it. Tries to combine Small and Mueller. And this may still happen, but now Puget Sound able to poke it out of there. And out off of Lane United, right in front of the Reds bench. Gunners with the throw-in. And started up the pitch.
For PSG
Small trying to play it for Mueller. And that is a tackle in the truest sense of the word.
Alexander White coming in.
And Alexander White comes on to replace Massimino. Stadler playing back. Defense to defense. Now back to the goalkeeper.
There's the space for Pantoja.
Back into the middle of the park and now slowly switching play again. All the way down to Kevin Cook, and he plays a long ball, but Stadler and Hurtado will combine to briefly take care of that, but now back, attack again for Puget Sound. They try to play to the head again, and Vandervelde has to head it himself into touch, corner kick.
Well, some good patience, some good build-up play by Puget Sound there. Found the outsides. Not a bad cross in. Just need more players in the box to get on the other end of that. But already signs by Puget Sound of some better link-up play, more build-up play instead of committing so many numbers forward, leaving a big gap and just heaving it up there. But promising for them.
Nice diving headed clearance there from Amer Sasivarevic. And Bersano gets to that, tried to throw it out, and collision there. I think advantage may have just been played on there.
All right.
Dion Jones with it. For Baldo V. Baldo to Mueller, back to Baldo. Back to the wing, onside. Devonte Small. Centrally. For Mueller, he runs back to it. Shot deflected, corner.
Good stuff. Baldo once again starting it all. Yeah, he gets the ball, turns and finds a good outlet to the outside, which results in a diagonal. Even like the run by Mueller making that diagonal in. So Mueller making a diagonal across the face of the defenders is a tough task for defenders to deal with, because he's become unpredictable, and he's switching. If it's zonal marking, he's made center backs kind of have to make a decision. So good stuff by him.
Header comes in, punched out, but not all the way out, and Sasivarevic with a header from outside the box that's eventually collected. Long clearance out into touch, throw incoming. You see a very short bench for the visitors. 6 subs at this level, and they only have 5 available, and they've already used a couple.
Yeah.
So tired legs and not going to get any better through the next half an hour, 35 minutes or so. Sasivarevic sporting his new number for the second half, and tried to run in directly there. Maybe could have done more with it.
That's better play by Puget Sound, coming back to that ball. But the final piece there, a little messy.
Pitt's trying to find Alex White there, but throw in.
Good.
Bersano slides it over.
See if we can get the ball right in behind their striker, Puget Sound striker, right into that space, even more towards Hurtado's side. Oh, it's coming to us.
Coming right for us. A reminder, boys, you break any of the equipment, you buy it. We do not have replacements. As Devonte Small plays that for Sasivarevic.
Oh, plenty of space in.
To Dion Jones, and good thing for Puget Sound to get that clearance away.
Yeah, Puget Sound with an extremely high line there. No one dropped off. That would have left one through ball, and Mueller's in a 1v1 with the keeper. Keep an eye on that. If Puget Sound looked to, kind of crunch things with a higher line, it's going to leave, that through ball option is Lane United's #1 option. And with the pieces being there with Mueller and Devonte and Dion, I like Lane United chances if they stay high on that line. That might have just been a sequence for that to happen, but keep an eye on it.
And De Luis able to get position there and win the foul. So chance for Lane United to start over with a free kick.
Bubble of space again, right where
they go.
Baldo's going to check into it. Richie's already kind of pulling a player out, but Bersano will go long instead.
Back to Bersano. This is dangerous. It comes right to Mueller. Happy birthday, but offside. And that one looked like the headed pass was not from a Lane United shirt, but offside still called against Mueller. And I think you know my catchphrase at this point. I didn't have the best angle.
Nor did I.
We'll go with that. Cleared out again. And Amer Sasivarevic got in the way of that. Throw in coming. Crowd did fill out pretty nicely here. Dangerous there, and
right off the post, huh?
that hit a post on its way out.
So Lane,
like it may have hit something.
Lane, I think in the last few games, really need to pay attention to off of dead balls, set pieces.
Yeah, set piece defense has
yeah.
not been a strong suit of this team.
And as you can see, it's not always the initial attempt on goal, but the second ball that goes in that could easily trickle in. Lane's been lucky a few times in previous games, and then right there, we see our monster come back.
That's exactly what we saw at Providence Park. The first Timbers goal was right off of a corner, initially defended well, and then the second chance was put home. Throw in coming for the home side.
Ladies and gentlemen, today's official
and
attendance,
a push off the ball there. And getting his money's worth on the call. Slow to get up. Couldn't really see it from here. Didn't look like there was a lot in it. But a foul for sure. if there is some kind of even a slight head knock, you don't want to downplay anything. Have to take any head contact seriously, and another lesson we'll relay to any kids who might be watching. That's not one to tell your coach that the head doesn't hurt.
Exactly. And it looks like a couple players being questioned by the referee and sort of scolded about some play. If you're Lane United, you don't want to give up a red card. I see the yellow's already been put out, but you know, keeping your full 11 on the team or on the field, so you don't go down with the disadvantage and get out of it or finish out a game that potentially could be your first win, but finish out a game with 10 guys and, you know, at a high risk of giving up more goals. So
10 guys, a hot day, 36 hours after your last game, and not a recipe for success.
No.
So, you know, we've talked about Lane United maybe picking up 3 points today, and it is an absolute must to get 3 points out of this game. One would be okay, but just not enough.
Just not enough.
And I think, you know, if you're maybe a Puget Sound fan watching the game, you're probably saying, what about us? We're in the same boat. We need 3 points too. So this game has the potential to get very contentious and very interesting as we're into our last third of the competition.
Absolutely. Both teams will go for it. You know, John won't be content with just a 1-goal lead, won't feel safe. And then Puget Sound, like you said, are in the same boat as Lane United, so they're going to go for it as well, probably push numbers forward. Might not happen for a couple more minutes. There's still plenty of sort of this downtime before players really go for it, which will probably be about 15 left. So we're getting there.
And Sasivarevic looks like he may be making an exit.
Substitution for Lane United FC coming in for Amer Sasivarevic. Number 6, Casey Phillips.
Don't see the fullback substituted too often, but you see it here.
Yeah, Sasivarevic, he's got up and down the line a few times today, and like you said, hot day. Played some minutes in that last game, getting fresh legs out here. Maybe John thinking to exploit the space in the middle, then quickly outlet it to the outside to streaking Phillips here, who has fresh legs. So we'll see what unfolds.
All right, Ace is happy to see Casey Phillips. I think they're happy to see anyone in red and white. And meanwhile, it's a team in blue and white attacking here, Puget Sound, trying to get it to the box. They may get into the box here. They do, getting around one man, and the shot comes through, but ultimately Bersano able to watch it just roll harmlessly into his gloves. Good footwork, though, from Renan Tricoli to get the chance.
And if you watch our last telecast, the getting stuck on one side of the field was something that affected the game tremendously for Lane United. It sort of eliminated a dimension to the game, and circulating the ball to the other side of the field once you've moved an entire team to believing that you're going to go up a line, but circulating the ball to the other side of the field with urgency, with good ball speed, velocity on the ball, and burning them, or getting in either forward or to the other side of the field with the idea of putting it in the back of the net is something that we need to see for the second half. And already in that last sequence there, getting stuck is not a physical piece, but a mental piece of not recognizing where pressure is and just giving up a cheap ball.
And that one fluttered harmlessly over the goal, but I think for Matthew Bersano, it probably took a very long time to do so, as he just had to watch that one dangerously falling and eventually behind the goal.
And because of getting stuck on one side of the field, now Bersano's playing long. The last couple of times he played short, the team ability to get, move the ball to the other side did not happen. So he's opting just to go long now.
Puget Sound play pretty quickly off that free kick, rather. Now to the middle and try to get it to the wing again. Casey Phillips throws a foot out there, and now Lane United with a chance on the counter. Pantoja slides it forward for Mueller.
Good, just patience here, keep the ball high, good.
And Mueller back to Devonte Small for Hurtado.
There's the outside
Ball
runner.
V.
Now 70 players in the box, making a diagonal in. Yeah, two.
Vanderbilt indeed there. Having to battle, keep possession. Dion
Great
Jones
touch.
doing some battling of his own. And eventually, Puget Sound gain possession, try to move out. And they will attack here, and now it's a chance for them on the counterattack. Good action here. Move made. Getting through to the box. This is very dangerous, but the shot is wide. Charles Pitts doing most of the work there.
Yeah, decent individual effort. Yeah, it is. You know, he couldn't go low and far post, which would have been the ideal way to finish that. But if you're going to go near, you got to go high. So he tried, just went wide, couldn't get his hips around it.
Hope you brought the sunscreen if you're out here. I didn't, and I'm watching my arm turn a particular shade of red.
Yeah, interesting day with a sort of a sometimes a breeze, sometimes not. Not really going to affect what's happening in the air with the keepers yet. Not that strong of a breeze, but potentially the sun could play an issue here.
Mueller wanted to throw in there, but it's actually going the other way, and we'll take a break to attend to Richie Hurtado. Looks like maybe just a muscular cramp issue, something like that. And now we will call Cesar Ocampo onto the field.
YouTube is the league's official online video home, offering live games and feature content. Subscribe for free to the PDL YouTube channel today.
Lane United FC would like to thank its official Jersey beer and broadcast sponsor, Oakshire Brewing of Eugene. We'd also like to take this moment to remind you that today's broadcast is brought to you in part by KMTR News Source 16 in Eugene. KMTR is Lane United FC's official media partner.
Richie coming off.
And we will see Hurtado substituted here. And we're going for Matthias Binder will come on to replace him.
Substitution for Lane United FC coming in for Richie Hurtado is number 12, Matthias Binder.
So Binder, we've seen a little bit more in kind of a center back role this season. And if he slides just as a straight replacement for Hurtado, more of a holding midfielder. So similar tasks, but how do they differ?
Well, you got it right. Binder in the last game tended just to sit back and wait, which was already an occupied space. So hopefully he realizes that he can go, or he can stay and push one on, but not having two holding mids sort of stay and hold when Lane United in the attacking third. So getting a little more risky, which will help create an imbalance higher up the field, which is something we, if you're following Lane United, you need to see more risk taken in that attacking third.
Oh, that's a good ball. Devonte Small plays it forward for Mueller. Mueller gets around the keeper.
Goal.
Opportunity and a goal! A brace for Timothy Mueller in front of his father, Roland, who's right down in front of us making some noise for that one. Devonte Small made that happen with the little touch forward for Mueller, and it is 3-1 to Lane United in minute number 69.
Yeah, threaded a great ball through, a couple of two great through balls, and ends up on Mr. Mueller's feet. And he's very comfortable and composed in the box, as always, as usual, and slots home a good goal.
Goal for Lane United FC.
So they're going to run out of red smoke to our right as the Red Aces celebrating 3 goals in one game, and we've got about 20 minutes left in this one, and still not done. Work still not done for Lane United, but they're doing a good job of it so far, up 3-1. Their best offensive output in regular season play at home. Now the chance for Puget Sound to respond. Always very curious soccer the first 2 or 3 minutes for both teams after a goal. How do you respond to scoring, and how do you respond to being scored on? Says a lot about your team.
Yes. I was trying to see what John was telling his team at in that transition there before the game restarted, and couldn't tell if he was telling his players to sort of hold and create more congestion in the middle of the field, or to continue to go for it with his midfield, to push a little higher and take that risk that we were just talking about. So we'll see what the instructions were here. I can see a sub coming on too that might reinforce the idea that they're going to still push for it.
Indeed, we are indicating a substitution, so we'll see who enters and who exits. It's the second goal Lane United scored tonight that was really just right up the interstate, right up the middle. And when you've got a guy as big and as physical as Mueller and you have the ability to get him the ball, you're going to score that way.
Yeah, but the reality is those gaps and those seams down the middle of the field have been there all day. So it's good to see Lane recognize that and then exploit it.
Number 5, Christian Catalunya.
So Christian Catalunya, or Kata as we may call him, comes on to replace Velde. Velde, a goal scorer in his own right today in front of his father Chris.
Kata, who came on, fast twitch player, very light on his feet, always looking to beat his opponent with quick bursts, usually attacking bursts to get him behind the defender, but and he's crafty with his feet. He likes to combine with short combinations and then immediate look to get in with a through ball. So we'll see if anyone complements him with some good combination play.
Bersano's goal kick comes out, and there's a touch immediately for Catalunya, and he's down immediately.
It jinxed him.
We'll see, maybe just hopefully just a tweak of something. Looks like he'll stay out there. And leaving the game for Puget Sound, Kevin Cook and Robert Hyams. And we'll see who entered. One of them, Luke Bunjovac. Get that other number for you as soon as we identify. Matthew Bersano plays. Puts his foot through it, tries to get it to the middle, but Puget Sound there first. Nice job played back by Puget Sound, but again, it's Ronan Tricoli trying to get to the middle. Good defense from the Reds. Baldovi playing forward for Devonte Small. Small, Mueller trying to make a run. Small didn't see it. Now Small plays it on goal, and Christian Catalunya caught up with it but couldn't slot it home. Good job by Small to get the ball to an opportunity where he could. Not 100% completed, but good combination and good thought process there.
Yeah, and there's the answer for you. Push forward and attack and attack and attack, and use that as your best defense, because this Puget Sound team look a little vulnerable right now.
Baldovi to the side to Dion Jones, who seems to have slid back a little bit. Now Pantoja.
Phillips here on the outside. If they want to circulate it to his side, he's got a good look here.
And Devonte Small. Small's been productive for Lane United over the last 180 minutes. Casey Phillips whips it in.
And that's how you want to see out the game. Opportunity like that, maybe you get a shot on goal or a corner, and then you recycle the ball and you do it again. So that's the way Lane United want to see this half out and hopefully get their 3 points.
And corner comes in. Hits a Puget Sound head, and it will be a Lane United throw. So the throw-in comes almost like a corner in its own right. And gets down. Devonte Small's pushed, and referee looked right at it and said, "Not on my watch." Not enough for a penalty?
No, I think he just maybe got his foot stepped on, and then I could see him try to maybe do a little simulation there, but not going to give that. Refs won't give that up unless there's a little bit more contact.
Would have been maybe a foul outside the box, but certainly not in it.
No.
Throw in made. Puget Sound get the sense they need to score in the next couple of moments if they're going to get another comeback from 3-1.
Yeah, careful here. This is not just a physical test, but a mental test. Can they stay touch tight, recognize the short corner, and mark up and not let this thing in? Good.
Good job from Deion Jones to do that and then get around
1v1 for Small.
A man, and Small couldn't get that at his feet 1v1. Puget Sound now. Played it, but it was headed again by Jones. Now Timothy Mueller. Back to Binder. Catalunya and Pantoja trying to find Deion Jones, but couldn't get it through to him. Good takeaway there from Devonte Small, but there's a foul just before it by Lane United. 77th minute, 3-1. Your Reds lead it. Goals from Mueller, Vandervelde, and then Mueller again. And coming back to collect that one there is Bunjovac. Pantoja knocked down there. Free kick coming. And Puget Sound making life a little difficult for Lane United before they got the free kick off there, and I heard the referee sounded like he just said to them, "It's your time. If you want to play that game and make things take longer, you can." Yellow card coming here against Baldoví.
Another tactical foul by Baldo. He played a little slow, got caught from behind, and had to slow his opponent down by grabbing him just so there wasn't an attempt on goal. Smart foul, but not the best part of the field to have that happen. And look for Puget Sound to really go in and commit to this ball and this challenge.
Free kick comes in. Dangerous to the box. Deflected up over the goal. Corner coming. 78th minute now. Going to be a long 12 minutes for Lane United. Very important prize at the end of it for them, if they can complete it. Corner comes in. Headed away by Mueller. Good job defensively. And then Kata knocked it forward, but no one at the end of it. Still trying to get it through to the box is Puget Sound, and now all the way back. Every outfield player for Puget Sound in their attacking half now.
Yeah, leaving a 2v2 up top for Kata and Small to take advantage of if they go with pace. There
and
it is.
they'll try to do just that. Long ball played to the ground. Kata may catch up to it, but he couldn't. He was able, though, to earn a throw-in.
That's good, recognizing that the Puget Sound Gunners are looking to take risk and push those numbers forward. So can you exploit that weakness of low numbers in the back? And Lane United trying to do that, just a little short or a little too long on that pass.
Stadler. And now Deion Jones. Back to Stadler again. He's got a man running up behind him, and that window nearly closed.
Good patience and composure by Baldo.
Devonte Small trying to get it back, and Puget Sound player goes down on the play. Referee did not feel like it was necessary to blow his whistle. Adam Jones was the player who was briefly on the pitch, but picked himself back up pretty quickly. Matthias Binder now plays it back to DeLuise in defense. And now back to Stadler. Casey Phillips back to Stadler again. And
Lots of space.
Back to Binder. Binder plays it for Catalunya. Catalunya chests it down. Thinks about it, takes his time. Now gets it to Pantoja. 1-2 touch, and Pantoja gets it again. Now we may have something happening, and that's something maybe it is looking to be a penalty there.
You
81st minute. Pantoja was taken down. And a big opportunity for Lane United here.
I liked Kata on that one. You could tell he has the fresh legs. He ran on that ball, came across, played that ball to Pantoja, and I thought did a phenomenal job of staying active up there. It's always hard when you've been in the entire game as a center back and a fresh, quick, fast twitch player comes on. Makes life miserable on a day like this.
Pantoja's penalty. He'll take it himself. There's the whistle, they're ready. He shoots, goal! On the PK, it's 4-1. 82nd minute when it actually went in. And just like last season, at the Willamalane Center, Lane United 4, Puget Sound Gunners 1.
Yeah, there it is. I think you can count on the 3 points now. Lane United broke the ice, get their first league win. And now it's time to sort of build with that confidence that you've created for yourself. Plenty of season we played, so keeping this idea of playing through the midfield, using your midfielders to supply the through balls, to sort of control the game by exploiting those spaces down the middle. It's critical for Lane United to continue to do this. But falling into a direct game over the top to Mueller, as we've seen, won't always cut it against some of the more quality opponents in this league. So I'm glad they're sort of finding, I know John's philosophy is this style of play. So finding that first victory using that style of play is making people happy. A lot of smiling people on that side of the field.
Looks like we did see goalkeeper Cody Jewett head to the bench. Cameron Owen would be the backup. And indeed it is number 0 out there now. So it's not something you see every day, a goalkeeping substitution. Jewett did give up all 4 of them. Moldovi. And we've got a new man onto the pitch for Lane United as well. It's Raul Muntain, number 20. Oh, bad giveaway there. But good recovery from DeLuise. Still a corner, but a corner's a lot better than what that would have been.
Yeah, that was good. Good read, good tackle. Luke Conley coming on. Center back switch. So Luke Conley coming on just to sort of solidify the center back role. He's a big physical center back, reads the game well, and obviously he has fresh legs, so good way to see out this game.
And DeLuise will take his time on the way to the bench. And Luke Connolly enters. Headed again. Ball at the feet again. Cleared out of the box, but not out of the woods. And now Dion
Lane
Jones.
on a big break here. Have plenty of players in space.
Lane United with a lot of numbers. Dion Jones, it's a 3-on-1. They just got to stay on side.
Back post is on.
Tack through. Not in.
Let's go, Luke!
And a goal kick for Matthew Bersano.
That is Bersano.
I miss a whistle there or something?
Yeah, I don't.
Substitutions for Lane United FC coming in for Devonte Small and Christian De Luis.
Well, as enforced, a
Number 20, Raul
goal kick for Matthew Bersano. I'm
And number 2, Luke
not
Connolly.
entirely or really at all sure why. And Binder grabbed onto there, and free kick coming. That one we understand a little more.
There we go.
Long ball played for Mueller. Foul against Mueller there. 87th minute. We'll have a little bit of stoppage time, but I think the story has been written.
Things seem to have changed when Baldo came into this game. Big burst of energy. You know, very glad that he was on the bench for Lane United, because I thought Edgar Gomez did a fantastic job of creating the first goal, but having him come out injured and have a replacement like Baldo is huge for Lane United. So Baldo providing a much needed sort of punch of energy, some great vision, I think, really carried his team through the first half and changed the game. So good to see him back, and good to see that at the end of the day everyone's smiling for Lane United.
Yeah, you hope that Baldo stays back. Robert Owen there catches that one. Cameron Owen, rather. Not exactly a easy ask for a goalkeeper to come on cold down 4-1 in the 80th minute. But that's life as a backup goalkeeper sometimes.
And Baldo putting in some defensive work. He proved me wrong. He seemed to have some of the fitness that I didn't think he had, you know, coming on for his first game in a long time. So kudos to him.
Yeah, he came on at about the 25th minute, and at the time you were thinking we'd maybe see 20 minutes from him, so I wouldn't have been surprised if he'd been substituted at halftime even.
Yeah.
But not the case. And a yellow card given there against Zachary Hammond, and a gesture from Zachary Hammond after the card given out. I don't think he agreed with it.
A lot of cards in the last couple games here at the Willamalane complex.
We gotta have something for the referees to do.
Yes.
They are here for a reason. Tonight's head referee has been Andrew Marahart. His assistants Benjamin Warren and Juan Garcia. Corbin May, the fourth official. '89th minute. Dying embers of the game here. 4-1 the score for Lane United. Looking mighty like a final, but Puget Sound maybe with something to say about that. Ball to the box, they go for the head again. And Bersano had a man run into him, but absolutely unintentional, and they both pop right back up, pat each other on the head. Good competitive play. Bersano plays it forward, and now Pantoja again keeps this alive. Again, Pantoja is knocked down.
Yeah, that's okay.
And the call against Bunjovic, who is still shaking his head about it. Casey Phillips will play that one just short. And Binder all the way back to Stadler.
So Lane spreading the field, just seeing out the game, killing the game by spreading it and playing to those spaces out wide to make a tired opponent sort of shift and have to do work that they don't want to do. So just smart play, typical play here in these closing minutes.
Shoe side down.
And we are past 90 minutes here, so just stoppage time away from making Lane United's first PDL victory of the season an official result. The scoreboard, or the score that will be etched into the history books, unless anything changes, will be 4-1. Goals again from Mueller, the brief Puget Sound goal from Robert Hyams, and then Dirk van der Velde, Mueller again, and Pantoja on the penalty, putting the final nail in the coffin. Oh! And now we've got some bodies coming together there. And Matthias Binder was tangled up with Alexander White, and there was some kicks exchanged.
Yep. It's just frustration and people wanting this game to be over, I think.
Don't think we'll see any discipline handed out from the referee, though.
I think we'll see a red card coming
And now
out.
maybe, the back pocket. And sent off is Alexander White, and I think we can thank communication between the referees and the assistants, because I'm not sure that Merihart saw everything happen.
No, I think the Red Aces also kind of helped him out there with who it was.
Maybe a little bit of help from the Red Aces.
Happened right in front of him.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
How you doing, Matt?
Go back to Washington. Go home. Go home. Are you playing? Go home.
We're all good.
So frustration certainly boiling over for the Puget Sound players. And Binder taking one for the team there. Bersano. Throw in again. And a nice touch there from Dave Gallus. Getting his game action in. Haven't yet to see still without our final whistle, so a chance for maybe one more, and there is a consolation goal indeed. Not much celebration.
No, you never. Bersano is probably a little angry about having his team kind of give up and expose him like that. So, you always have to play through. Can't get too comfortable. One looks better than two against you, so.
Well, it's Javier Reyes who found the back of the net on that consolation marker for 10-man Puget Sound. And there's the final whistle. It's a win for Lane United. 4-2, the final score, and Alex Pantoja with a kiss of the pitch there after the win. The Red Aces will, all 15 or so of them, will mob the field.
2 days away. This Tuesday, June.
How about that, though? The Lane United able to get their first win of the PDL season, and boy, does it feel good at 4-2.
Yeah, I think it's great they broke the ice, and the key to success was that at midfield, getting them more involved, better movement in the first half by the midfield, creating space, getting balls into their feet, and then once you let them do the rest, good things always happen. So good to be out here today. Great Father's Day gift. Nice victory for Lane United. On to the next one.
On to the next one, indeed. Well, for Gabriel Hernandez, my name is Isaac Rosenthal. I'd like to thank each and every one of you listening at home. Thank you so much for following along with us. The final score, 4-2, Lane United with 3 full points. So thank you so much for watching, and have a happy rest of your Father's Day.